You could do everything right. Plan ahead, wake up early, buy your Lightning Lanes, but still waste half of your Disney World trip. Although not if you know these pro hacks. We're going to start with the easy, simplest ones and then work our way up to the tips that can save you some serious time, money, and frustration. Let's start with something that seems pretty simple and straightforward, but actually makes a huge impact. The posted wait times on rides, not always 100% accurate. Knowing the true wait time means you're not just standing around in line while other people are actually on rides. Knowing how to understand wait times is one of the easiest ways to save an hour or more in your Disney day. We're going to talk about it. Okay, but why would the wait times not be accurate? Sometimes Disney inflates the wait time so that guests have a better experience. If your wait ends up being a little bit shorter than you're expecting, you're probably going to be a little bit happier. But it also has to do with crowd control and being able to move people around the park. So if you walk by a ride and you see that the wait time is posted as 60 minutes and you're like, wait, really? Maybe trust your eyes. I've been to Disney World about 650 times, like no joke. I live like 30 minutes away from the parks, so I'm here a lot. And what I found pretty consistently is that wait times are about 10 minutes less than they're actually posted like. However, that's all to say that it's not always the case. So be mentally prepared to wait the full wait time amount, and if you end up waiting less, think of it as a happy surprise. There being a 20-minute wait time for Space Mountain, and I think the app said 35 for Tron, which is absolutely insane. So today is not really helping my case, but normally this applies. Now, I actually wasn't going to talk about this, but kind of impromptu little hack here is the reason why the wait times are so low right now is because there is a special event tonight. And so normal day guests are often leaving the park right now, and special event guests have not all quite got here yet. So there is an in-between where you can sometimes find pretty darn good wait times. Figured we'd take advantage of these short wait times today, and something that can help you determine and understand, is this a short wait time?
Greetings, intergalactic travelers. Welcome aboard the People Mover.
Thank you.
Presented by Enterprise.
Is to start understanding the patterns of wait times. For example, a 25-minute wait time for The Little Mermaid might sound short. For a lot of Disney World rides, it would be, but it's actually kind of high for this ride specifically. So start noticing wait time patterns for attractions or rides you're interested in before your trip begins. You can use the My Disney Experience app to start scouting this out ahead of time. Even if you're nowhere near Disney World, you can still get this information, which also kind of makes it fun because it helps you kind of feel like you're having the magic even when you're at home. But you could also use third-party sites.
Please contact Mr. Johnson at the control tower to confirm your flight to the moon. Thank you.
Now, I'll talk about my favorite third-party app in just a little bit. Also, baby pro tip, the People Mover is awesome at night because your eyes will be better adjusted to the darkness, so you'll be able to see a little bit more inside of Space Mountain. Oh my gosh, that was maybe the happiest thing I've seen in a long time at Disney World. I didn't know that Chip, which I don't know where Dale is, if he's around. He's over there. Wait, hold on. Hey, Dale. You're so cute. I didn't know you had your cute little space outfit on.
Does he look so handsome?
He looks so handsome. Muscles. Thank you. Oh, okay, I can just cry now. That was so cute. So I didn't know Chip and Dale were doing roaming around Tomorrowland, and I certainly did not realize they were in their super cute space outfits. Oh my goodness. I've got to figure out a way to compose myself now. Although this next thing could seriously make or break your entire Disney day, and it's something that is so underestimated. It can lead to things like missing a Lightning Lane ride window or a dining reservation you worked so hard to get. Most guests don't build in enough buffer time for transportation, but the pros always do. Allow for way more time than you think to get anywhere at Disney World. One transportation quirk that can really catch people off guard, especially if you are park hopping or you have a dining reservation at a resort, during the first 2 hours or so after Magic Kingdom opens, the express monorail only goes from the Ticket and Transportation Center to the Magic Kingdom. Like, you can't take that back. Okay, back to the Magic Kingdom monorail. It's a tiny move, but it can save you a solid 10 minutes. But even more than that, it can give you an amazing first look at the Magic Kingdom. If possible, if you're at the Ticket and Transportation Center and you're heading towards the monorail, head to the right side of the platform and as far down as you can towards the end of the monorail. Even though it feels like the back of the monorail, this location actually allows you to hop off quickly and head down the stairs. You'll be down the ramp and ahead of the crowds before they even realize which direction they're headed. And we're heading to Magic Kingdom. Then you can walk up to the Mickey touch points like a boss. When it comes to your Disney day, one of the most important things is food. This one tweak gives you better food and better vibes. It's also essential to take a break during a long Disney day, and what better time to do so than during a meal? Now, if I'm at Magic Kingdom, snacks all day, but when it comes to a full meal, I'm actually not eating at Magic Kingdom. For table service and even sometimes quick service meals, I'm getting right back on that monorail and heading to Steakhouse 71 at the Contemporary Resort or Grand Floridian Cafe. Even for iconic treats like the Dole Whip, you can probably find me hitting up Pineapple Lanai at Disney's Polynesian Resort because you'll get better food, better atmosphere, and it's way less chaotic than trying to navigate Adventureland with melting Dole Whip. Once you've mastered where to eat, now it's time to master how to plan. There are so many great tools out there to help you understand like average wait times and what are the best lightning lanes to pick out. Even the My Disney Experience app has forecasted wait times in it. But it's not just the Disney app, which has its own laundry list of hacks and tips, and we could do a whole video on that alone. So let's talk about my favorite tool to track all of this. It shows historic Lightning Lane sellout times, meaning when do certain rides with Lightning Lane typically fill up their Lightning Lane capacity. That can help you plan and prioritize your Lightning Lane strategy. It also talks about average wait times and helps you get an understanding of the crowd levels at different days and time of year. Now, I'll warn you, it's a lot of data, but if you are a numbers geek like me, Thrill Data is the website to go to because our Disney time is precious and we want to make the most of it. I once booked a stay at Disney's Yacht Club because there was a great rate, and your girl is always looking for a good Disney discount. Only after I booked, I realized that the pool, which is basically like a mini water park, was actually going to be closed while I was there. Now, fortunately, I was able to quickly adjust that to stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge, which is amazing. Since the pool at the Yacht Club to me is one of the main reasons to stay there, I would have been hugely disappointed. So that's why it's so important to know what's going to be closed or down while you're on your Disney World trip. That way you can manage expectations and avoid surprises like that, because those are not the fun kind of surprises. Know ahead of time which rides or parts of hotel or even entertainment that's going to be closed during your Disney World trip by checking the Disney website, primarily the Disney Parks blog website, or I keep watching this channel because I'm always bringing you the latest Disney World strategies here so you can keep creating magical memories. But it's not really things like the rides themselves that are magical. Rather, it's the memories we make while we're here, and a big part of that are the people. You know, your family, the friends you make while waiting in line, and of course, the cast members. They're the Disney difference. I say it almost every video, but it's so true. And something we can do is show appreciation for them. And if a specific cast member makes your day, make sure to leave them a cast compliment. Make a note of their name and their hometown on their name tag. That way you can give the rockstar cast member the acknowledgement they deserve. You can leave a cast compliment by visiting guest relations or by clicking a button on your My Disney Experience app. Whether it's a cast member that went above and beyond to make you smile, taking 2 seconds to show kindness leads to unforgettable memories. Those are the moments that last, those small, quiet ones that remind you why Disney truly is the most magical place on Earth.